A new Netflix docuseries is revealing the real stories behind the pom-poms and glamour of one of America's most iconic squads, the Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders. Women are now coming forward and getting candid on issues from pay to stalking and harassment. Take a listen.
I would say I'm making like a substitute teacher I would say I'm making like a Chick-fil-A worker.
The new Netflix docuseries putting the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders under the microscope, offering an up-close look at the physical toll, life-altering injuries, as well as the relentless body criticism these women endure. It is also drawing attention to pay. Many, if not most, of these cheerleaders are working second jobs, even third jobs, just to make ends meet. That's on top of their grueling training and work hours, at one point in the series working a 21-day stretch. I spoke with former Dallas Cowboys cheerleader Kat Puryear and asked about the real challenges she faced behind the scenes. You address pay head on. You compared your professional cheerleading salary to that of a Chick-fil-A worker who works full time. That's what you said. Tell me more about that. Do you think many Americans would be shocked to find out how little professional cheerleaders actually are being paid?
Yes, I saw a sign for Chick-fil-A workers and I said, should I get a part-time job here? Like, because we're making the exact same amount. So it does boggle my mind because with inflation and with the economy of the world, like how we are in the world, and especially in Texas, we should be compensated with the wages that are in Texas and not minimum wage. To me, there's no sugarcoating it. Like, I did what I had to do because I wanted this to be my whole entire life. I would take on nannying jobs, part-time jobs, front desk jobs that were super flexible so I could get the most out of it. So we're always trying to, and I think still now, like, even though I'm not on the team, I'm still always advocating to say, like, what more can we do? How can we get that recognition of being paid fairly and just going about it in a way that's respectful, but also knowing like how hard we work?
I think the realization from the show that so many of these women are at the pinnacle of their professional lives here. It is such an elite organization. It is so competitive. It is so difficult to get this slot, and they are working second and third jobs, just trying to make ends meet while they're doing this. And meanwhile, this is such a profitable organization. I know a couple of years ago, NBC Boston reported DCCs make about $500 per game. They said about $15 to $20 per hour for practices. And meanwhile, the lowest paid Dallas Cowboys player makes $830,000 a year. The QB has a $160 million contract. Is there an issue here?
I think, so there's a difference, right? We're not the players. We're not bringing in the same amount of money the players are. Let's play point blank period. So I don't think we should be making $800,000, even though that'd be sick as a cheerleader. I don't think we should be making that much. However, do I think we should be getting benefits? Absolutely. Do I think we should be paid more than a part-time employee? Absolutely.
And I will say, certainly, I understand your point that cheerleaders, these professional cheerleaders, are not bringing in as much money to the organization as the players, but they're bringing in something. I mean, there are calendar and merchandise sales and shows, full series for both CMT and Netflix that are entirely about you all, not about the players. So there is money coming in, the speaking engagements, et cetera. We can go on.
There is money coming in.
I want to ask you about this quote that has been widely circulated on the internet and social media since this show premiered from Charlotte Jones, Chief Brand Officer and daughter of owner Jerry Jones, of course. She says of the cheerleaders, quote, "The facts are they actually don't come here for the money. There are not a lot of opportunities in the field of dance to get to perform at an elite level. It is about being part of something bigger than themselves. It's about a sisterhood that they're able to form, about relationships that they have for the rest of their life." Kat, this message that this is not about money, it's about sisterhood and passion. Do you have any feelings about that?
Yes, it is about sisterhood and passion. Absolutely. I met my best friends. However, we can still have best friends, but I'm still paid fairly for my job in commercial leasing. Both are doable.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.